One big thing that happened in the previous patch is the Core of Discord event got a major upgrade. For anybody not aware, the Core of Discord can be obtained by going into the Forbidden Tunnel, and then when you do these events, it's not a chance, it's guaranteed as long as you have the event version of the Forbidden Tunnel, get Accept the Void event question mark triggered, and this will let you enter the Core of Discord. One key thing is that you don't have to select it immediately. Like here, I got a selected Nihilum Epiphany, and I'm going to take this first, and we'll pick up the Core of Discord on the next event instead, because this event's a little bit too good to be passing up. So I'm going to grab this real quick. And this should be fun. We got the 1 AP version. So we can pick up the event here, go to the next one, and we should still see the Core of Discord being active here on the bottom right. This is just credits, easier skip, and we can pick this up. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the new Core of Discord and see what it's turned into. Here we are, having killed the interior boss, and let's head over to the Core of Discord and take a look at the new version. Spawning in, we can see that there's definitely a lot more tiles. It used to just be a question mark, a fire, and then the boss. Now, that boss has been turned into an elite, and they've added a second question mark, plus a campfire with the long shop, and then the new boss. The long shop is really significant, but let's make our way over there first. The event is the same as before, it's just the identity of Discord. This is basically an additional heal, plus stress recovery, after you kill the interior boss, so that you'll be healthy enough to take on the elite. Now, the elite is just the small version of the previous boss. Well, we have the campfire first, and for the campfire, previously you would usually do training, because might as well fish for a neutral card, especially since you already finished all of your copies. You can't bloat your deck. It'd be a good time to do your training. But since we have the long shop now, I'd actually skip the training. I guess here it kind of doesn't really matter, because we already have all our health and stress, but I'd rather save the money for the long shop instead. The elite I did not explain last time, because our goal was to never fight him in the first place, but now we have to fight him on our way to the other one, and you can see we're still able to get epiphanies while fighting this thing, so you definitely want to at least fight and kill this guy and make it to the boss as well to get even more chance at your last remaining epiphanies if you're still missing some. His mechanics work the same as the Great Rift. It's just you have to hit him a bunch of times to remove all of his thought debris to 0, and then when it becomes 0, he'll do the thing where he gives you a bunch of draw cards, and if you don't remove it to 0 and he takes 3 turns, meaning the survival instinct hits 0, then he fills your hand with the 2-cost really bad cards. I saw some people confused about why certain cards were appearing at certain times before, and that is why. It just depends on whether or not you're able to remove all these remnants of thought. Now we have 2 turns to hit him 5 times, which we shouldn't have much of a problem with. And just like that, we're done. And you can see his action, or he's going to change to a weak action on the next turn now. And now we get the Thought Fragments. So notice that it's a smaller version. Before, he would fill your entire hand with Thought Fragments. For the boss version, for the elite version, he only gives you 5, which is still, well, it's nice because you get to draw your entire hand still. It's just 5 natural cards plus 5 from the thing, and you get to apply a bunch of weaken to the boss. The only thing is that, same as when he fills your entire hand, my Ballista just got eaten up, which kind of sucks. And then besides that, the fight is more or less the same as before. It's just he has a lot less HP now, so a lot easier to deal with. I'm trying to figure out how to not overflow my hand here. So when you kill him, you have a chance to get a piece of Lab Zero equipment or a random, like, I don't think there's a term for them, I just call them general legendary equipment. Pretty much same as a normal elite drop. We're just going to put this on Serenial for now. And you also have the option of extracting that, of course. If it's not an equipment that you want on the character that you're farming for, then you should extract it because we have the long shop coming up. This event is again just another identity of Discord. In case you took a bunch of damage while fighting that elite, this will let you heal one up and also get rid of any stress or a bit of stress that you accumulated during that fight. Now the long shop is really, really significant because this lets you remove a card. Here you can see it's not really a good deck. I was just pushing a quick run, but this means that you can leave a basic card in your deck until the very, very end, because in the core of Discord you'll be able to remove it here instead. And this has a bunch of reasons why this is good, really, because when you're going for your copy, you want as few cards as possible on your other characters. So this means that you can remove another card. Like, let's pretend I was thinning my deck on this one. I could remove an additional card from Veronica or Mika and give myself higher copy odds to copy a homing laser, and then I can save the pulse fire removal from here instead of being forced to remove all three of my basics before doing my copy. So slightly higher copy odds. This also just means that you'll have an extra removal if you really need it, in case you like somehow ran out of units or something. If you're looking for a specific item, let's say you removed all the cards you needed to, but you're missing a key item for your build or something, then you'll be able to search for it here. There's definitely been runs I've done where I just got really unlucky and didn't manage to get any sort of equipment that I wanted by the time I made it to the boss. Or if it's something like, let's say, neutral cards, you usually don't want them in your hand because they'll bloat the copy odds, but having the long shop here gives you 8 attempts at finding the potential neutral card that you want, which, let's say you're aiming for like precision aim or something, which I didn't get to see here, but it would give me a decent chance of finding it in case I really need it. And I ran out of gold doing the removal. I think usually you're not going to have that many units by the time you make it here, but with whatever units you do have, you will be able to do something. It's also worth mentioning that after you kill the interior boss, if it's a piece of equipment that you don't value super highly, you definitely want to sell it so that you'll have more credits for this the long shop. Now let's go ahead and fight the boss. I still think that the best usage of your core of Discord is to really just leave and maintain your save data so that you don't have to reroll, or not your save data, maintain your world. So you don't have to reroll your world if you're doing like a tier 13 or tier 14 world. But the events that you have on your path to the boss are definitely much better. One extra fight is a chance at legendary equipment, plus the long shop, you can do a card removal, get neutral cards, or get equipment. And an extra fight also means an extra chance at epiphanies, in case you're still missing some. Now for the boss mechanics, this is really the same as the Great Rift version. For anybody who's not familiar, he decreases damage taken by 30%. If you hit him, it'll remove the stack. And then he also creates one substitute in your draw pile and increases the damage that he deals for each substitute. He'll make a substitute every single turn, and substitute you basically want to draw into it. It's a status ailment, and it exhausts on play. It has inspiration, so if you manage to draw this card with an ability, not from the natural start of turn draw, then you'll decrease the cost by 2, which makes it free to play, pretty much a net neutral card if you're able to draw into it. Boss itself is pretty simple, really. It's just you want to hit him a bunch and draw the substitutes. If you naturally get the substitute, it's pretty rough because, like you can see here, I drew it. 2 costs is way too much. you're generally not really going to be able to play that reasonably. And also, the other problem is that, so here I managed to draw into the other substitute that he made, and you can see we have the 0 cost plus inspiration effect now. Note that for the 2 cost version, if you play this, there's no effect. It's just 2 cost to exhaust it. You don't even get anything for it because the draw effect is tied to the inspiration. Here we can play this one and we get the draw there. So definitely this boss heavily incentivizes you to have a bunch of draw in your hand. Figure out how I want to do this. And because I have the AP for it and no other cards, I might as well play this. It just kind of sucks that you don't even get anything for it. And you can see he just put another substitute in my hand. He does have abilities that will do that for him. And this isn't the turn that I was looking for, so I'm going to pass a couple of turns and wait for him to do another one of his mechanics that I'm waiting for him to do. This one, so Destructive Urge. You can see he has 5 stacks of Destructive Urge, and if you hit him 5 times, it will change to weak action. This True Liberation thing, big damage with an animation attached to it. You just want to hit him a bunch to get rid of this. How am I going to do that? And I guess this works. So you can see here. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to play a bunch of our cards first because of what happens when you remove the Destructive Urges. We're going to get rid of some of our skill cards here. And let's go ahead and play this. I actually probably should have played the Homing Laser instead. So I needed to move that into my hand. Okay, so if he removes the Destructive Urge, he plays Dimensional Distortion. It moves your entire hand back into your draw pile and then draws all of the cards. So this is one of the reasons you saw me play a bunch of my other cards. I also got some AP back, I think. Is because if you have a bunch of cards in your hand, it can lead to some issues where you put more cards back into your hand than you drew. And also there can be some issues where, especially if you're playing, like, let's say I created Homing Laser L's, it could bloat your draw pile with a bunch of cards that are not fantastic. A good example would be like Tressa, if you made a bunch of Shadow Daggers, and then suddenly your hand is filled with Shadow Daggers. That's not the greatest. Also, I guess a really good example is in the case of Veronica, there's a giant ballista in my draw pile now. Like, okay, yeah, well, there it is. Alright, so we've killed the boss, and you can see, as usual, there's no copy event, which is why I say that you probably want to just exit. After, or when you're fighting the boss, you just check if you got any of the last epiphanies and then exit. But you do definitely want to at least hit the long shop. And then this equipment can of course be any sort of legendary or mythic equipment. We're going to, I guess, pick this up. And also, let's see if we manage to get the achievement, because there's been an achievement that people have been unable to claim. We can head over to the challenge missions. And yep, now we finally have the mission complete. Defeat Forbidden Spawn at the Discord's core in Chaos Laboratory 0. So for anybody who's missing that, you definitely do want to go ahead and fight that boss. You can do it on a lower difficulty. I forgot to mention this entire run was on difficulty 7 because I didn't want to use up my difficulty 8 save on this. Also, worth noting that let's say you're like me and you still haven't done your difficulty 11 chaos run, don't pick up the Core of Discord, because if you pick up Core of Discord, you have to also kill the boss in the Core of Discord for it to count as clearing laboratory 11, or laboratory, or as for it to count as clearing difficulty 11. And the Core of Discord boss on difficulty 11 has got hands. I tried doing it and he killed me. So just skip the question mark event, kill the Void Dog, and be done with your difficulty 11 clear. Anyways, that's it for this video. Definitely very nice buffs to the Core of Discord that make it a lot better for getting save data. I think that you definitely always want to pick up this event now, unless, of course, it's in a situation where you have the selected Hillam Epiphany, then you'll just pick it up on the second event instead.